Hey everybody, welcome to Mattman, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Adrian, and I'm joined by the winner of the 1994 Hot Dog Boy Eating Contest at Shea Stadium, Rich, the Hot Dog Man Stambolian.
Boo! Hot dog. I was only 13. I won. I beat adult men in an eating contest.
What did you say when you won?
Keeping it real, bro.
I thought it was going to be hot dog.
Hot dog.
I just vomited everything. Guys, we were not here last week. I was in beautiful Los Angeles on a business trip that ended up becoming filled with debauchery and bad things. I did see, you know who I did see? Michael Avanti, whatever his name is, the guy that just got arrested, the Stormy Daniels lawyer.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
He lives in Spencer's building.
Really?
Yeah. And I saw him, and I had to tell you, I do not feel bad for him getting arrested.
Why not? Why?
Just a real shit.
Did you didn't see him in the building?
I saw him in the building.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was next to him. I was having a glass of wine next to him.
I imagine that Spencer's building. You ever watch Frasier?
He lives in sandals essentially.
Oh, really?
His building is sandals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I imagine his building to look like Frasier's building in the show Frasier, where it's just like super luxurious.
It's sandals.
Jeez.
He lives in sandals. It's stunningly beautiful. But I had a great time in LA. I did see Rob Lowe also.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
Did you do Blow with Rob Lowe?
I wish I would. I would. Guys, we do have a lot to talk about today. Obviously, a lot of late-breaking news. This is our final show before WrestleMania week. Next week, it's going to be a lot of insanity. So, actually, Rich and I will probably work on our schedule live while we do this.
Yeah.
I will be at NXT. Rich is going to be at the Garden Show for New Japan and Ring of Honor. I'm also going to the Garden Show. And you know who's coming?
Big Bob.
Big Bob Rowe.
Bob the Murderer.
Bob the Murderer. Bob is going to be there.
Is this his first modern wrestling show?
No, I took him to Evolve.
Okay. I think this is a little more than Evolve.
This is a little more than Evolve, yeah. More. Yeah, I took him to Evolve, and he had a great time. So he's like, I want to go to wrestling at the Garden.
Okay.
And I told him,
That's
I'm like,
cool.
listen, this is the first time a non-WWE wrestling affiliated show is running the Garden since probably the 30s. 20s or 30s. Somebody said 1960 something. I don't believe that number. I had initially was told 1920 something. So this is a big deal. And it's a sellout. I think they're going to be retrofitted for about $14.5.
Okay.
In the building, which is a sellout with a stage.
Yeah.
This is a huge show. So we're going to run down that, and obviously we'll talk about Ring of Honor, NXT. We are not going to WrestleMania.
No.
Now, are you coming over that day to do a recap?
I would do a recap.
Okay.
I don't
You're not coming to hang out.
I don't think.
I'm not having a party. By the way.
Honestly, you know what I want to do this year for WrestleMania?
What?
I usually have a thing at my place. I'm just gonna get a big sandwich.
Okay.
And watch it with my wife.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not doing a party.
Okay.
Josh is gonna be here.
Oh, cool.
I think that's it.
Yeah. He's
And
enough of a party.
I think Joey, Lauren's boyfriend, is coming.
Okay.
And that's it.
Cool.
So if you want to come, if
Maybe
you guys
I'll
want to
pop
come,
by.
if you guys want to come and just do sandwiches,
Yeah.
fucking great.
Maybe I'll pop by.
Pop by.
I'll pop by. I'll go home.
Yeah, let's do this.
Fall asleep early.
Yeah. So we do have a lot to talk about. Obviously, a lot of news surrounding Charlotte and everything going on with that. Kofi, everything going on with that. Before we continue, I want to thank our great sponsor, and that's the one, the only, our friends over at Blue Chew. Rich is a big fan of Blue Chew.
Yeah.
A lot of our viewers are big fans of Blue Chew.
Big fans.
Listen, nothing gets you harder and as fast.
That is true. That is true.
I'm talking about emotionally and as a person.
It hardens you
up. It's like doing time.
It steals you.
It steals you. Rich had a wonderful experience with it, and many of our audience, we got these messages constantly from our audience members that absolutely love Blue Chew, and he has a great offer. You could get your first shipment absolutely for free. Now, this is a limited time offer, absolutely for free when you use our special promo code MATMEN. You just pay $5 for the shipping, and I'm going to tell you, this is well worth that $5. You ever want to experience what it feels like to be a superhuman? This is the experience. Now, for people who don't know, Blue Chew is a chewable version of the 2 FDA-approved medications out there, Viagra and Cialis. It works way faster because it digests quicker because it's chewable. You don't have to wait. There's a shorter wait period for it. And you could have it whether you ate or you have an empty stomach. You could consume it that way. This is an amazing product. I fully love it.
Yeah.
Rich loves it.
It's great.
And so will you. Go to BlueChew.com, and so will your partner in life. Your partner will very much, probably more than you, will appreciate this. BlueChew.com. Get your first shipment absolutely for free when you use code MATTMEN. Just pay $5 for the shipping. I want to thank Blue Chew for supporting What the Tech. That's not What the Tech.
No,
Batman.
I think, but however, if you do get the Blue Chew, I think when you climax, just scream our names out.
Yeah, that's what you do.
It would make your significant other very happy.
Very happy.
Oh, Rich and Andrew.
Oh, Shantae. Just scream on Shantae.
Oh, Batman Podcast.
It's a new thing you're trying. Listen, babe, it's a new thing I'm trying.
Babe, I love Batman Podcast.
I'm trying this new thing. I'm just screaming on Shantae.
Listen, babe, I love your poon, but I love Batman Podcast more.
Batman Podcast. What do you want to begin? Let's get to all seriousness.
There's so much to talk about, Andrew. Let's talk.
You got the notes, right?
You know what? Let's talk about the most pressing thing that we're dealing with right now. Rob Gronkowski possibly signing with the WWE.
Dude, that's actually it's a really big question, and I'll tell you why. When it broke, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna want to get into wrestling.
Absolutely.
The guy's a stud.
6'6", 29 years old.
Yeah. Retired from the NFL. Has how many rings? 2 rings? 3
5.
rings? No.
I'd say 3.
No. 18 rings?
3?
Someone would know. I'm not a huge Patriots fan, but I appreciate that.
Also philanthropist.
Really?
Donates to charities, donates to the military, to the armed forces. Seems like a super nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think he's the exact guy that Vince would want.
Yeah, but he parties a little.
I don't think he does too much of this stuff.
He does a little bit of
I think it's a lot of this stuff.
We're talking about just touching your skin. I got a lot of messages from people from sports world asking me if I have any inside information about this. Yeah. About him going. I was like, listen, obviously I probably know as much as you do. Will he be at WrestleMania? I don't know. It depends where Mojo is.
Yeah, Andre, he's winning the Andre the Battle.
Dude, you know what?
The Giant.
Andre the Battle, the Giant. If he eliminates Braun.
Oh my God.
You know what though? He's a heel in New York. They're not going to bring him here.
You don't think so?
Total heel in New York. Come on, Patriots.
Yeah.
One of the greatest dynasties that New Yorkers hate. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. But I think it's interesting what they do with him. Big guy. It depends how much work he wants to put into it.
That's true. Do you think he would survive training at the Performance Center?
I think he would. I think he is a one-of-a-kind athlete.
Okay.
But I don't know if he would want to commit to being wrangled, by the WWE.
He's an interesting dude. According to like a lot of stuff about him, that he doesn't even use the money that he gets from his contract, from his NFL contract.
What does he do?
All endorsements. Like he just lives off his endorsement money, which is still quite a pretty penny.
Tremendous, yeah.
So I don't think like if they were like, listen, we're gonna give you $27,000 a year to be in NXT, I don't think that would bother him.
No, I think that would bother him.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
That NFL money goes really quick.
Uh-huh.
I think what they would have to position him in a star capacity.
Okay.
And they would have to probably pay him as a star. I don't know what that means.
Gronk versus Matt Riddle.
I'd love to see Gronk
Right?
versus Matt Riddle. I don't know why.
Gronk versus Keith Lee.
I don't even know why.
You want to see I feel like with Gronk in the weird thing, you want to see him take on the other athletes.
I want to see Gronk versus John Cena, and then they do the shoulder tackle.
Yeah.
But they combine together, and they just become Tom Brady.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He immediately starts throwing effing spirals into the audience.
I would like them to like merge, and it's like this distorted thing where every couple seconds they morph into another Boston legend. They become Larry Bird. They become, just everything that has to do with Boston.
Ben Affleck. Matt Damon. That's hysterical.
They start talking like the Wahlbergs. It's perfect.
hey, come here, you hot on.
So I think Gronk is an interesting story. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm glad you brought up Gronk because I would have forgotten to bring him up. Let's talk about the main thing, the thing that drove the internet insane.
Oh my gosh!
I was gonna save it for the end of the show, but I want to go into this now because there's so much news surrounding this. Charlotte Flair beat Asuka on SmackDown to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. 8-time women's champion.
Good God, yeah.
So there's a couple things I want to talk about with this. One,
please.
I thought it was a good showing for both of them. I thought Asuka looked great in the match.
Absolutely.
I think Charlotte looked great in the match. There is a reason why they do everything. Okay. Yeah. Charlotte having, and people were so mad. And I'm watching this, and normally I'm like, dude, like there's a reason why they're doing it. I'm like, I'm letting these people be mad because you know what? People are getting worked, and that's great. That's the purpose of wrestling. And Rich and I were talking about this, and I got a message from somebody up in New York, just upstate New York, Albany, and he wrote to me. He's like, listen, this is the new way people are kind of following storylines. This hysteria, this guttural response to Charlotte winning is a heel reaction.
Absolutely.
And people are like, no, it's not heel heat. It's get off the TV heat. I'm really angry.
Get outta here.
No, it's not, dude.
That is
You're
heel
still
heat.
watching it. It's still heel heat. There were, when you talk, this is a fascinating comparison he gave. He goes,
please.
When a heel, let's say you were in the Boston Garden or Madison Square Garden or in, St. Louis, and the heel did something disgusting. The crowd would rush the cage and attempt to stab him and try to fight him.
Yeah.
Now, people threaten to cancel the WWE Network.
You're right. It's very passive, right?
That's the equivalent of trying to stab Harley Race because of something he did.
So you're saying you want stabbing to come back?
I want all the stabbings to come
you
back.
Want like...
But it was an interesting thing. He's like, listen, those people are obviously out of their minds and they're falling for it. And there are people sitting in that audience and saying like, these guys don't know that this isn't, real.
Well, that's the fine line that we were talking about the other day, where it's, like, yes, we do wrestling analysis every week, and we talk about wrestling in a very lighthearted way, but there are people who also like consider themselves like serious critics and serious analysts who are completely getting worked by this, and they're the same folks who completely got worked by the Kofi angle, who that were just like, I'm going to cancel the network. F Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is so stupid.
He's a racist.
Why is he running the company? Why, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, it's going to happen. Relax. It's long. Like, we get long-term storytelling and people poo on it,
Yeah, I think we are in we're in an information society where we want the answers right now.
We want them yesterday.
We want them yesterday. Yeah. And I think this is kind of, this is that news cycle thing. This is that 24-hour news cycle. This is the speculation. There was a thing that happened here in Bayside.
I got 7 different stories about that. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm gonna say. So there was a weird thing that happened over the weekend. I think Saturday, or was it Sunday? Sunday. I get a picture from a friend of mine, and he's like, "Dude, there is a car that exploded in front of the police precinct. There were 15 gunshots." Blood everywhere. There was like an attack on the police. That's what he wrote to me. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I went online and I see all these photos of literally a car engulfed in fire, bullets everywhere. And we don't live in a town that this happens.
Right.
Okay, we're in New York City, but we are in the northeasternmost tip. We're in the suburbs.
Yeah. Like, we're still in Metro New York, but we're on the edge of 10 miles from the center of Manhattan.
Yeah, but we're like, it's weird. Like, we don't live in brownstones. Or apart. There are no like high rises here. It's homes. It's colonial homes. So, and I'm looking at, and I got 15 different stories. There was a woman. It was an affair. The woman ran out naked from the house.
Right. Yeah.
The cops killed the woman by mistake, and there was a guy. He's on the loose. Turns out that it was a man that escaped Creedmoor.
It was a crazy guy.
It was 2 people that escaped Creedmoor, and there was a woman there. Or I don't know how the car. I still don't know the full story, but it was a crazy guy that set his car on fire or a car on fire and had a knife and tried to attack the cops. Yeah. And the cops shot him 8 times.
But he's alive.
He's alive.
Yeah.
The effing guy's alive.
They incapacitated him.
Creedmoor is a mental hospital. So the guy was crazy. But people couldn't wait for the story to play out.
It was like telephone.
It became a game of anger and speculation. Why would they shoot him so much? It was all this stuff.
Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't? First of all, if anybody's running at me with a knife, I'm shooting them as much as I can. And
you had a gun.
And I had a gun. I would just every bullet.
And if you were a cop.
And I was a cop.
Not just Andrew. Not just Andrew's Aaron.
No, if I was a cop, if I was a cop and a guy's running at me with a knife, I'm shooting him with every possible thing that I have.
Would you try to be cool and shoot the knife out of his hand?
That would be the first attempt. That would be the first attempt. So everything, it was a game of telephone. This is what's happening here with wrestling, and essentially every kind of media. they are not writing it for your individual thoughts. They're writing it for the mass appeal.
Right.
So Charlotte winning this has added a different element to this. Listen, I love Asuka. I wish she was in a better position as the women's champion on SmackDown, but the reality is, and we all know this, where was that match going to go, and what would it have meant?
Right.
To have Asuka as the WWE women's, the SmackDown women's champion against Carmella or Mandy Rose.
Exactly. That also ties into, listen, not everything is for everybody, right? I think that's where the big backlash comes from. Asuka losing wasn't for everybody. And listen, that Asuka match, that would have gotten lost in the shuffle. Like you were just saying.
Dude, it's
right?
like 85 matches, which we'll talk about. But it's impossible to give people everything. Nobody is sitting there at WWE saying, like, you know what we got to do? We got to screw Asuka.
Right.
She's useless. She sucks.
Right.
It just didn't fit. So giving it to Charlotte makes that main event even a little bit more over the top. Right?
You know how you make it even more over the top? Because like besides the belt thing, because we'll get to that. But I personally do feel like that it's a triple threat, right?
Yes.
I think it should be a lumberjill match.
You're all into these lumberjack matches.
Get all the female roster surrounding the ring, and that's like, how over the top would that be?
Do you want to set it on fire too?
Sure.
Let's do an
first
match.
blood Inferno match. Throw a ladder in there.
Can we just start throwing some of them into the fire?
Scaffold match?
Do a scaffold match. No, so this is going to be the main event, right? You have now added a separate element here.
Yeah.
So the word is now, and the word that's being used is that it's a winner take all. That is not the right term, though.
Right.
Essentially, whoever gets the pin wins the title. I've been told it's not a unification. I still don't believe that they're not going to try to unify this.
Right.
The only thing I'm thinking now is that what if Ronda gets the pin and pins Charlotte? Now she has both titles.
Oof.
How much of a swerve would that be?
She get booed out of that arena.
Booed out of that building. And now she's a heel, so you can do that, right? Now you can. And a lot of the responsibility should fall on the internet because people are now going like, well, of course Becky's winning. It's predictable. They do predictable angles.
I like that
so
voice.
Becky's going to win. Becky's going to win. Becky's going to put the disarmer on and Becky's going to win. So now, well, maybe Becky's not going to win.
Right.
What if Charlotte gets it? What if Charlotte screws Becky?
Double champ.
Yeah. And you have now kind of shifted this, right? The element has kind of shifted. You're like, oh crap, maybe Becky's not winning this.
I enjoyed it a lot. And here's the other thing that goes along with this is like WrestleMania will, for the most part, because it's such a big show at this point, they want to send people home happy, right? But at the same time, how many happy WrestleMania moments can you fit into a show? Because when you look at the card, there's so much at stake with every match, right? Does Finn get not Finn?
Kofi?
Does Seth beat Brock for that WrestleMania moment?
Okay.
Does Kofi get that WrestleMania moment? Does Becky get that WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Does everybody get their WrestleMania
That's a
moment?
great question.
There's gonna be disappointment, and I for one can't wait to see people's reactions to that disappointment and the crowd reactions.
Just them losing it.
But this is such a monumental, the first female main event to a WrestleMania, and it's WrestleMania 35, and they're trying to make this one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time, and they're completely underplaying the Seth and Brock thing at this point. I think,
dude, they've done like no build,
yeah,
right?
Which makes me think Seth isn't gonna win.
So here was another interesting thing that people were talking. People were very upset at the concept of unifying it, and they're like, "Well, the men have 2 titles, so the women should have 2 titles too." I'm like, "Do the men have 2 titles? Do they really have 2 titles on TV every single week being defended at every single pay-per-view? No, not really. The men have 1 title that's on SmackDown that's defended every single week and is visualized every week.
It's the world title.
It's the world title. And then you have this like specialty legend title.
That's right, the Universal title.
The Universal title's on. How often is it on TV? In the history of the title, right? If we go back to 2016, right? In the history of the title, how often has this belt been presented on television as, the world title? When Roman had it, right, for the short period.
When Kevin Owens had it.
When Kevin Owens had it, that was probably the only time it was really represented
on television.
TV, because Goldberg had it, Brock had it, Brock has had it. So
and Roman too before he got sick.
Before Roman got sick, but it was a very short period that Roman had. He didn't have it for like
The title's cursed.
I don't like that title.
Yeah. I think the theory why it's not on TV as often as it should be is because when Brock is done, he gets into a spaceship and he circles the universe and he comes back. That's why it's called the Universal
That's why it
title.
takes him so long to defend the title.
He's defending it on Jupiter, and we don't even know against who.
No.
I would love that I would love that fantasy wrestling world where
he gets in a rocket with Paul and just blasts off to a different planet.
He's fighting on different planets that we have no idea about,
right,
and
so
that's
Brock,
why he's not here.
This week you have to go to Argon 9 and defend it to Zulon.
Right?
He's their champion.
He's actually defending the Earth, because if Brock loses, we get invaded.
Yeah, I like this fan fiction of Brock Lesnar just going to mystery planets
with Paul Heyman.
With Paul Heyman just steering it.
Getting booed in like a space arena.
They're talking about how much money they're making. You're making Brock. You got 180 million gram. You're making from this fight. So you gotta kind of put it into perspective here.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get that finish where all the women are holding the titles.
Like the Four Horsemen.
They've done this already.
Yeah.
They've done it. It's happened. I don't necessarily want to.
Who cares at this point, right?
I really don't care if Sasha and Bayley come out and they hold the titles together and they give a big hug.
Do the Eddie Guerrero.
I don't necessarily care for that.
Okay, what if you get the Shayna Baszler and the other Four Horsewomen showing up during the WrestleMania match?
I don't know. Maybe you might have something. With Charlotte not getting pinned and having that title,
yeah,
and Becky having that title, I could see it falling into that position. I am still anticipating some sort of wonky, weird ending.
Yes, I agree with that. But when was the last time we got a wonky WrestleMania ending?
Every time last year, right? When Brock retained.
Okay.
Right? Because who Brock retained last year at WrestleMania against Roman.
Right.
And people were freaking out.
But I don't think that was a wonky ending.
Seth cashing in.
Okay, yeah, Seth
right?
Cashing
That was
in.
another weird ending. I don't know, man. The idea of you got to go home happy, that does exist to an extent, especially with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think the go home happy moment is Becky holding both belts.
I agree with that. I do think my theory for this match has always been Charlotte has her in the figure eight while Becky has her in the disarmor, and she taps out, and then it's Becky versus Charlotte arguing about who beat her.
Oh, and then maybe they do a one-on-one.
Right, and then that could be the title unification
You get Ronda
too.
out early.
Get Ronda out early. That could be the unification match that happens at SummerSlam or something, where Charlotte's like, no, both belts are mine, and Becky's like, no, both belts are mine.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's gonna happen, and you're gonna get like the like when Jericho and Benoit would do the Walls of Jericho and the crossface.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get a similar ending like that because it still makes Ronda look strong because it took 2 submissions to beat her.
Okay.
And you're also gonna get at some point Becky and Charlotte teaming up.
So the other thing I've been told is that they don't really they're going back and forth on ideas.
Yeah.
They're still going back and forth. There's no set in stone finish right now because all this, you got to remember, everything changed here, right? Everything changed because it originally was going to be Charlotte and Ronda. That was the match as of, last WrestleMania that they wanted that to be the main event.
And Becky
came in and became her own thing, and that kind of shifted it, and then they were going to move it to Becky and Charlotte. And Ronda and Natty,
right,
which would not have been a magnitude main event. They interjected Charlotte because they wanted to protect 2 baby faces right now. They got a hot baby face with Ronda, and they got with Becky, and then they got Ronda. That's a legitimate badass baby face for them. And that's why Charlotte was going to take the pin.
Yeah,
and Ronda turns heel, so now you have 2 heels. That everybody hates each other in that match.
Right.
Now you've interjected the title. Look at how much time we're spending talking about this.
I was just gonna say that. Like, we've spent the majority of the show so far talking about this match, and that's a good thing. I think there's so many variables that go into it. There's so many things that could go right and or wrong, but it's going to be very entertaining.
On the other side, how much time have we dedicated to Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins?
Oh, I also think that we're a little biased because we're not the biggest Brock Lesnar endorsers.
I love him.
I love him too, but I'm done. The match does nothing for me. I hope Seth wins. Blah 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 blah. As far as the Becky Ronda Charlotte thing goes,
it's different and it's interesting.
It's different. It's interesting. They're all amazing athletes. I think they're gonna put on one hell of a match. I do think Ronda's gonna get booed out of the building, severely booed out of the building.
Yeah.
And I also think you're gonna get a weird 3-way hug between them. That's the WrestleMania moment. And also think about this. I'm gonna put this out there for you. How crazy is it that in 2 matches it's the Daniel Bryan syndrome? Becky's the Daniel Bryan in this situation because he got himself into that main event versus Evolution, right?
Yeah.
This is almost the same thing for Becky.
Kind of, yeah.
And it's also almost the same thing for Kofi. Kofi is the B+ player, and that was the whole Daniel Bryan thing from when he faced Triple H and Evolution at that WrestleMania.
So this is a good time to kind of go into Kofi Kingston
Absolutely.
and everything going on there. But before we do, let's talk about our great sponsor, and that's Hover.com, where you should buy all your domain names. I own 5,000 domain. No, I own about 200 and something domain names. A lot of them are for GFQ, and they're for our properties that we have here for all the shows and everything else. And then other times, I like to buy domain names for when people are born. I give it to them. When kids are born, I buy the domain name and I give it to the parents. I'm like, here, have this. I have it for my kids. I have it for relatives. I have it for other businesses that I'm involved in. I absolutely love buying domain names, and I've also sold domain names, which is a nice little thing. Every now and then I get an offer to sell a domain name, which is cool. Guys, and you can buy your domain names here, and you get a great offer. Go to hover.com/Mattmen. You get 10% off your first purchase. That's hover.com/Mattmen, 10% off your first purchase. They make buying a domain name super easy. They don't upsell you. Private registration is included, so you protects you from getting doxxed and people finding out your information. That's all included. There's no upsell. When you check out, all you're doing is paying for the domain name. If that's what you're looking to buy, you're not going to have 5,000 other things added on at the end like some of those other guys. Hover.com/Mattmen. Get 10% off your first purchase. I want to thank Hover for supporting the show. Let's talk about Kofi. How great was that tag team gauntlet match on Thursday? Yeah, I thought it was good.
Tuesday, sorry. Thursday.
I thought it was great. I thought they did a good job with that. It took over a majority of half the show, right?
It did. It was a very good match. Biggie looked so great in that match.
Yeah. Interesting how good he looked, right?
Finally, little. I mean, Biggie always does very well. I'm a big fan of that dude. But I think this may have been the turning point where Vince McMahon looked at him and was like, oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe there's a reason why Biggie looks so dominant in that.
A little bit of that heel turn? Little turnski?
Being considered.
Yeah, very interesting. Do you want to see that happen?
I kind of do.
Really?
I kind of do. I think it would be a very different program that we have not seen post-Mania.
Okay.
And I would want to see. Listen, I have a lot of gripes with this Kofi positioning. Okay, I do.
Talk to me.
And this is an honest talk.
Please.
Does Kofi? Is he a main event world title contender? In the grand scheme of things, forget about this. I think this is really cool that this is happening.
Yeah.
Outside of this story, is he a main event? Has he ever been positioned? Have you ever felt that he could be a world champion?
Yes.
You have.
There's a first time for everything, and I think now is the right time to pull the trigger.
But you have previously watching him, you're like, this guy could be a world champion.
A couple years ago.
I have never had that feeling with him.
Really?
Yeah. I've never had that feeling. Now, how that affects my outlook of this match, I think it would be really cool to see him as champion.
Yes.
I'm not against the idea.
You want him to be a temporary champion.
But unfortunately, that's what it will be. Where do you go with this? Is Kofi going to have these unbelievable, is he going to have an AJ Styles run with that title or a Roman Reigns run with that title?
Well, I mean, you know what the X factor is in your argument?
Yeah.
They did it with Jinder. Jinder held that title for a year.
They did do it with Jinder, but he was a heel.
Right.
It's easier to do that with a heel. You don't get as exposed when you're not, because Jinder was not going to have a 5-star match. You know,
Right.
Jinder. People watched Jinder matches to get the title off of Jinder.
Yeah.
I think Kofi having that title is a feel good moment temporarily.
Like Dolph winning.
I think it's more of a feel good than Dolph winning.
Okay.
I would like Kofi to have that title more than Dolph.
Okay.
I just don't know. There has to be more than just him being this tremendous underdog out of nowhere that got it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell you though, the resilience of all three of those guys in the New Day, the fact that every time people say we're bored with this, we're bored with the New Day, we're sick of the New Day,
yeah,
they end up, just blowing up like this.
They have such a hot commodity with them, which is why I don't think it's the right time to break them up. I don't think they should ever break up.
I actually got goosebumps about this. Like, I get very passionate about this. And something that was told to me was all three of those guys don't eat shit. And that's why they're in the position that they're in.
That's true.
None of them eat shit. Kofi has always been vocal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think what happens is even though Kofi and these guys are vocal, you kind of, and this is going to sound really wrong, but sometimes in a roster, you know your place. Right. So, but they're very vocal for that position that they have. They don't want to do. They take things. They make it their own. They know if it's ridiculous, they're not gonna do it. They have their own mindset with this. But when you look at Kofi, he's in the position he's in because he's always been vocal about saying,
Yeah.
And we've heard the stories about how he almost knocked out Vince McMahon.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a great story. Here's I'm going to read you something here. Now, I've not read it. I just got a message here from somebody that's kind of in the know, okay? The root issue is that Kofi has all the tools to be a top guy. Look at the Orton at the Garden moment, okay? And is the perfect foil to complete Bryan's heel turn. You can't establish him as an unabidable champion. That I'm having so much trouble reading this. I don't know why.
I think you need glasses.
Oh, God, I can't see it. I really do need glasses. Seriously.
I got you today, baby. It's okay.
That once given the ball, can't fight against all the odds. It's the closest thing that we have to Bob Backlund being there. I think he's a great underdog. Great story, but where do you go beyond this? I really can't read. I'm having such trouble.
Do you want me to read it?
So blurry. No, it's fine.
Okay, are you gonna cry?
I know. I am gonna cry. No, right now the whole chat is blurry to me. That's wild.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think my context needs to be changed.
Do you want me to call a doctor?
Yeah. Can we get the Doctor of Thugonomics here?
Hey, did somebody call a doctor?
Undeniable.
There you go. Okay.
There you go.
That's the word.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. You could do a lot with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the depth of this.
Okay.
Right? Who's going to be the guy? Because remember, when he loses that title, it can't be Randy Orton beating him.
No.
Okay?
You don't want
I'll say this. And I don't think it could be Daniel Bryan beating him. And I'm going with the assumption that he's winning, right? Like, we're going with that thing. I actually think if I were booking this, I would do the most despicable thing and have Big E turn on him. And
yeah,
because he took all the starlight off of him. But if it wasn't for Big E and Xavier, he would not be here.
But that, okay, in my head, there's a 50-50 situation with that. On one hand, they lost the Shield, so now they can do that Shield booking with the New Day, where one guy leaves and then they reunite, and then the other guy leaves, and then you get the heel, you know? But on the other hand, I think if they split the New Day because the roster is so dense, it just leaves other people out of the equation.
They gotta leave the New Day together. If they're keeping them together, if they're keeping them together, they gotta stay together. But I would love to see. And this was presented on Twitter. What if Kofi wins and they're like, you know what? This is all our titles.
That'd be amazing.
And we're doing Freebird rules with this title. We'll all defend it. And until the weak link loses it, and that's how you have an internal feud. You do this till SummerSlam, and then all of a sudden, Big E gets pissed off at Xavier for dropping the title, and this was it. You know, everybody becomes kind of infatuated with the fact that they're defending the world championship.
Do you think that, because they haven't announced any tag team match yet?
The Raw tag title match is not on the card,
right?
And
neither is the Smackdown.
I don't know what's the card. How many do you have?
I have the card right in front of me.
Okay, go ahead. It upsets me to look at it. I get such agita by the 18, 15 matches that we have.
So far, 13 matches. Okay. Let's go through them
Okay.
And while we go through them, we're not going to talk about them, but I want your level of interest.
Okay, you want to go in the order that you think they'll be positioned?
Yes.
Okay.
But I want your level of interest with a thumbs up,
Okay.
a thumbs medium,
Okay.
or a thumbs down.
Okay.
This is just level of interest, not.
Can we go with on the Blue Chew scale?
Oh, on the Blue Chew scale, like
1, 2, 3. On the
6
Blue
to
Chew
midnight.
scale. Okay, 6 to midnight. Blue Chew scale.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a Blue Chew scale for this. We'll do
How much of a boner do I get for these matches?
A 1 being phenomenal. 1 number
like number 1.
Number
like
1.
Ichiban number 1.
Let's do a 2 being
okay.
And 3 no reaction.
Just soft.
Just
flaccid.
soft, really flaccid.
All right. Okay. I'll go with this. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So in the order that I think it's going to happen,
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese will open the show.
Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. I'm Buddy Murphy, Tony Nese.
I'm at a 2.
I'm at a 2.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm at a 2
you know
on
why?
that one.
Because Tony Nese has beautiful abs, and he's a Long Island boy.
Yes.
Okay, that's why. I give it a 2.
Andre the Giant, the Giant, the Giant.
I have zero interest. A 3.
It's a 3.
I'm
Completely
inverted. I'm
flaccid.
inverted.
I'm
turtling.
I do think Gronk is showing up. It's also weird that they built up Braun Strowman so hardcore over the last year, only to put him in this thing again. And Colin Jost and Michael Shea, I think, are going to eliminate him.
I can't stand any of them.
Why?
I don't like SNL.
Why not?
I think it's corny.
You're corny. What makes you laugh? Besides me, of course.
Besides you,
you have no soul.
I know. A lot of things make me laugh. A lot of things. I can't think of the top.
Okay.
I love comedy.
Okay.
I don't like cheesiness. I do. There is a bit that SNL does. They used to do it all the time. It was called the Californians.
Yes.
I fucking
like
find
10
that,
years ago.
I know, but I always I find that bit so funny because it's so accurate.
You don't like Pete Davidson?
I hate Pete Davidson.
Oh my god!
More
Why?
than anything, I don't like his
Why?
Dracula eyes.
Okay. Well, I mean...
don't like his face. I don't like his Dracula eyes. I don't care for him.
Well, man, I invited him to the show. He's going to be here.
You know
next
what?
week. No, I'm kidding. All right. So Andre the Giant, their battle. I think Gronk's going to win.
Okay, I'd be into that.
It's a 3.
Was the Gronk thing last year?
2 years ago.
Was that during that?
Yes.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He screwed Jinder.
Yes.
Okay. Next up, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Joe versus Mysterio for the U.S. champion. I'll go 2.5.
I'm gonna go
1.5.
I'm gonna go. I'll go 1.5.
Yeah. Medium chub.
Medium.
I think after that is gonna be the Daniel Bryan Kofi match, and I'm at a 1.
I'm at a 1 too. I'm into this.
1.
No, I'm into this because
Hard.
I don't. It's unpredictable, and I think Daniel Bryan is gonna do everything to make Kofi look beyond $1 million.
100%. I think after that is gonna be Bobby versus Finn.
I'm at a 3. No interest.
Yeah, I'm at a 3 also. I think they should make that match more interesting, make it a ladder match, and just add more people.
Is he Demon Balor? I think he comes out as Demon Balor.
But what if you get Demon Balor and Demon Lashley? Yo, imagine this dude was just like, yo, F him, and he just comes out. Honestly, like, you know what I want to see? I want to see Finn Balor come out as the demon, and I want to see Bobby Lashley come out as like a white tiger, like white body paint, black stripes, just looking like an effing lunatic.
No,
how amazing would that be?
When you said Demon Lashley, you
Demon
know
Bobby.
what came into my mind?
What?
Bobby Lashley coming out like Grandpa Al Lewis.
Oh yeah, I would love that. And then you have Leo Rush as Eddie Munster. They would make perfect. Can somebody Photoshop Bobby Lashley as Grandpa Al Lewis from the Munsters?
Dude, I just witnessed it in front of my eyes. Somebody Photoshop Grandpa Al Lewis as Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, to give him the eyebrows too, and the widow's peak.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, I'm back into this match.
Great. That's a number 1. That's a 1 right there. Demon Lashley, Demon Balor.
Okay.
Head to head. After that, I'm gonna go Roman versus Drew.
Roman versus Drew.
That's a 3.
I'm at a 2.
Yeah.
Because I really like Drew.
Same here, but it's gonna be a 5-minute big man match.
His promo was good.
Yes.
Very good promo.
Yeah.
Serious heel, not a cool guy heel. Serious bad boy.
Imagine if this is on the pre-show.
Oh my god.
Okay. So we got those out of the way. I think then you're gonna kind of get into like the I think you need to break all that up. I think you're gonna need Triple H versus Batista.
I'm at a 1.
I'm at a 1 for that too. Yeah,
I'm into muscle men, just brawl. So something that happened on Raw. Triple H put his career on the line, like randomly
So
in this very nonchalant way.
Yeah.
He also couldn't get the paper out. He said burial, and he said he's doing the job for the envelope.
Right.
It was funny.
It was pretty funny.
His promo was funny. I'm into this match. I don't know why. I'm into this match. I don't see Batista having another match. I think this is his retirement. I think he's going to work really hard.
Yeah.
At this, but
hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
Listen, the dude is 50 years old.
Yeah.
Hunter's 47. He's a huge movie star in one of the greatest franchises of action ever, right?
Yeah.
Comic book franchises.
Well,
not only is he in Guardians, he's also in Avengers,
James Bond, Avengers, and he was in Blade Runner 2049.
The dude is a total star that nobody expected this happening.
Good actor too.
Solid actor.
Yeah.
I'm into this tremendously.
I want another promo of him showing up without a t-shirt and just a suit jacket. Just
on the Blue Chew scale, I'm at a 1.
I'm at a 1 too.
Yeah.
Is there any way it could be at a 0?
Well,
which is beyond a boner?
Beyond, I don't know. No,
yeah.
just
I'm
one.
on another planet.
We're
like
not
Brock
breaking
Lesnar.
the scale like Dave did.
Okay. And then I think you're gonna get a. Ooh, there's a couple more matches left, and in terms of placement, I think the semi. I think you're gonna get. Oh, man, it's tough because you have the Miz. Let's go Miz and Shane after that.
You want to go to Miz and Shane?
Falls count anywhere. Yo, on Tuesday night, was that the first time Miz ever cleaned house?
I think so.
Yo, he looked like a badass.
It is.
Who'd have thought? Like after all these years, you're like, yo, the Miz is kicking everybody's
I thought he looked good. Yeah. I am at, if a 3 is like nothing, it's inverted and I've become a woman.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. I have zero interest in this match.
I'm at a 1 for this, honestly.
You're at a 1?
Oh, yeah.
I know, you're a big Miz fan, so it's fine.
And Shane, too, man.
I get it, dude. I get it. I like it. I haven't been emotionally connected to it.
Okay.
And I go based on that a lot of times. Like I'm really fickle with that kind of stuff. Not to use Daniel Bryan's term, but I have zero emotional connection to this.
Yeah.
Because I just, there's nothing there.
Shane's spot at WrestleMania has always been good since he came back.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be who was it? It was
him and AJ. It was one of the best matches of the night when they had that match.
Him and Undertaker.
Him and Undertaker was very good too.
Him and AJ.
Him and AJ was great.
The tag match.
What was the tag match?
It was KO and Sammy, I think, versus him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
About that.
Oh, that was Daniel Bryan's return, right?
Right.
Was that WrestleMania?
I think it was.
I don't think so.
I think it was last year at WrestleMania.
Taker was the first one.
Right. And then AJ.
It
was a great match.
And then it was Daniel Bryan's been back for over a year.
Yeah, I think so. Am I wrong about that?
Somebody
can't be wrong.
I'm not
correct
me.
I am not wrong.
Somebody correct us, dude. You know what though? I'm gonna tell you something. You know the fact that we don't remember and we cover this stuff. Yeah. That is a terrible thing.
No, it's not.
Not on us. Not on us. On them. That we don't remember these. Everything kind of blends together, which is really weird. I don't remember Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania last year. But I do think it did happen. I think you are right. That was WrestleMania.
I'll tell you right now.
Tell me right now, baby.
Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Hold on a second.
It was last year.
Yo, Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That was a good match.
It was a good match, but it was such a disappointment, right, that we saw that.
Was it?
I think a lot of people were looking at like a Daniel Bryan return singles match. A lot of people wanted that singles match.
He was protected by Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, they were testing the waters.
Ring of Honor people.
Okay.
Okay. So
we're back to our Blue Chew scale here.
I'm excited about that. I'm at a 1. Okay. Yeah. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. I really don't think it's going to be Baron Corbin.
I've been told that 100% is Baron Corbin until it's not Baron Corbin.
So basically, what's going to happen?
Exact words.
Angle pins Corbin in 2 seconds, and then Cena comes out.
First of all, Angle looks not good.
Really, he's a little stiff.
He looks
in the upper back.
And when you talk about Kurt Angle coming in, over the last year, like from last year to today, right? Because he had that Ronda match last year.
Yeah.
He has really fallen apart. He has zero mobility in his neck. He's just dense. I'm a little concerned that they should not have done these Raw matches, in my opinion.
Really?
If they were doing matches, if this is what they were going to do with him, they should have done this once a month leading up to it.
I kind of like this.
I would have loved to see him and AJ in a pay-per-view match 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
It's a shame that...
Or him and Joe 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
The Joe match was good. I give it to you. It was a little slow.
He couldn't do the suplex, but okay. I don't think he's going to have a bad showing. I think if there was a moment that Kurt Angle's going to be like, I'm dealing with this, if he was ever going to, this would be the moment. I think he's going to have a phenomenal match.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be with Baron Corbin.
Right.
They are going to do something here. His send-off, and they're very smart how they book this, because they gave you the matches that they knew you would want to see.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You wanted to see him and Joe. You wanted to see him and AJ.
And him and Ray on Monday.
Him and Ray on Monday. These are stories that you wanted to see.
Right.
The end story is not Baron Corbin.
Exactly. What a dud.
But in their psychology, they're looking at it as, well, you're going to think it is.
Right.
Because you're going to think that it is because they gave you all the other ones.
Right.
So they got it out of the way. No, it's not going to be like that.
You know what I would love to see happen?
What?
And this is complete fan fiction. I think I'm going to give you goosebumps with this.
Yeah, give me.
Right? Angle comes to the ring. Angle's music hits. Everybody's going crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Angle cuts like a little bit of a promo. Baron Corbin's music hits. Baron Corbin comes out with the microphone. He's standing at the top of the ramp. He starts calling out Kurt Angle, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Out of nowhere, John Cena hoists Baron Corbin up, F5s him at the top of the ramp.
And he's gone,
points at Kurt Angle,
yeah,
runs to the ring, and then you have your true retirement match against John Cena.
Or maybe it's not Cena. Or Baron Corbin makes his way to the ring. Kurt Angle comes out, huge pop. They go to lock up. Lights go off.
Undertaker.
Gong. Lights come on. Baron Corbin is transformed into the Undertaker.
Tons of rest holds.
Do a quick 10-minute thing, dude. You don't need to do a lot.
Does Undertaker show up?
100%, yes. Undertaker showing up.
Here.
I would imagine Undertaker shows up and kills Elias.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards that.
I would like it if Undertaker showed up.
By the way, we had promised that we were just going to go through these.
I know.
Yeah.
We're almost done. I would love it if Undertaker showed up, right? Got a ticket and just sat front row, full regalia, hat, coat, and everything.
In character.
Just sat down. The Undertaker doesn't sit down, by the way. I don't know if you know that. He doesn't sit in a chair.
All right, so where were we at? Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin. I'm at a 1 because I don't anticipate it to be Baron Corbin.
I'm at a 1 also because I do think it's going to be Juan Cena. All right, and
here we go. I'm framing this.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
I am framing this.
David Bobby Lashley.
Who
made that? Was it Juan Rinos?
Yes, it is.
His beautiful man.
Juan did it. Good job, dude.
Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. I'm at a 2. I'm not at a 3. I'm at a semi-chub.
Okay, fine. I'll give it a 2.
Yeah. Okay.
2.
I think you're gonna get a really intense, amazing Seth Rollins performance, akin to a Shawn Michaels, but I do think Brock is gonna retain that title. I think Brock hangs on to it, and then Monday he defends it against somebody that you don't expect, and he loses. Sami Zayn.
Brock Lesnar has not had a match on Raw since July 15th, 2002. There
you go.
I believe that's the date, or July whatever, something around that. So it has been forever. I think it'd be cool to see Brock Lesnar have a Raw match night after.
He loses on Raw to somebody, and that's your big Raw moment. Because the Raw moments aren't going to happen this year, right?
I can tell you a little scoop. I was told that Brock Lesnar is going to have a match on Smackdown when they go to Fox.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much the whole card. And then Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte. You got a 1?
I'm at a 1.
You got a 1?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You see how we didn't make that gross, that part?
No.
You didn't make. There's a tag match, the women's tag match.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Skipped over that.
Hang on a sec. Let me find that.
I'm
one
at
more
a
time.
0.
I apologize for that. I feel like that might
I'm
be
at a
like
3.
the pre-show. Boston Hug Connection, Bailey and Sasha Banks versus the Divas of Doom, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, which I love that they're back. Versus the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce versus Nia Jax and Tamina. If anybody has a chance at this, I want to say Beth Phoenix and Natalya, but I feel like that also goes nowhere. I think they're going to have a good showing. I'm at a 2.
I'm at a 3.
Yeah?
I have 0. Yeah, I have 0. interest
No
in this.
feel, no
Nothing,
feeling below
nothing.
the waist.
There's no feeling.
Nothing.
It's like I
Flaccid.
drank way too much.
Too much whiskey.
Yeah. I'm bleeding. Look at this. I busted open.
Oh my
I'm
God.
doing color.
What's the matter?
I don't know.
Are you okay today?
I'm bleeding everywhere.
How'd you do that?
The Grandpa Al Lewis thing broke me.
Okay.
To be honest.
David Lashley, baby.
Yeah. All right. So that's WrestleMania. I don't know how we got to that, and we made it into a Blue Chew ad, so that's great.
Do you want to do the same thing for the NJPW card?
All right. So let's talk about this. Next week, which by the way, we're not ending right now. We're still continuing this. But next week, AJ and Orton, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm at a 1.
I'm at a 1 with this. Thank you, Canvas Theory.
Yeah.
Giving the plug. Next week is a very busy week.
Oh yeah.
I anticipate I'm going to go to Evolve on Thursday.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. I'm going to go to. You don't want to go to Evolve?
Yeah, maybe.
I am covered in blood. Look at this.
You know what? Yeah, I might actually be in the area for the gig I'm doing.
Okay.
So maybe. If
Okay.
you have an extra ticket,
So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't have any
cash.
tickets.
Okay.
I'm gonna be given tickets for that.
Okay.
That's the hope.
Cool.
So there's a whole lot of wrestling shows.
Oh boy.
I sent my wife the itinerary for WrestleMania week.
My itinerary.
Because she's like, listen, I need to know what the deal is for next week because I know that you're gonna be very busy.
Yeah.
So I won't see you. She's already, decided that she's not going to see me after Wednesday.
But she's very happy.
But she needs to figure out with the kids and everything.
Yeah.
So here's the card that I have. By the way, Capital Wrestling, which I'm part of, is running a show.
Wow.
Which I'm going to give you guys information about this. We're running a show on that Sunday before WrestleMania. So I think it's a nice taste it a little bit.
Yeah.
Get your feet wet a little bit before you go and sit there and be miserable for 18 hours.
Delicious.
Let me just get the Capital Wrestling card here while we look at this paper. Matt, if you could send this to me again, because I don't see your email to me, and I'm very disappointed. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Here's the event. I got it right here. This is going to be in Richfield Park at the Knights of Columbus, April 7th. This is the 2nd anniversary. You got the Capital Wrestling title being defended. Sonny Kiss and Matt McIntosh and a mystery opponent. I don't have the mystery opponent in front of me. You got Casey Navarro versus Triple A's Australian Suicide.
Cool.
You got a whole bunch of these matches. This is something that I'm part of. I'm very much part of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a call right now. I'm gonna make an audible as executive producer of this.
Sure.
If you want to go,
yeah, I
have 2 tickets I'm gonna give away.
Okay.
So if you are interested in going to Capital Wrestling that day, I'm going to give away 2 tickets.
In New Jersey.
Yeah. In Richfield Park, New Jersey. So you guys decide, message me and I'll give this away. But they have a tremendous card here. This is a great show. If you want tickets, go to readyornot.brownpapertickets.com. That's readyornot.brownpapertickets.com. readyornot.brownpapertickets.com. You can buy your tickets there. They begin at, I believe, about $10 if you buy a 10-pack. $15 general admission. General with drink, $20. Listen, these guys do a great show. They all work hard. A lot of these guys are going to be big stars, so this is a great moment to see them. I wanted to give that little shout out before I go into anything. I'm going to go through this WrestleMania schedule. So starting Wednesday, and this is not all the cards, by the way. This is not everything. This is just what I have in front of me. You got Crash running a show in, let's see where this is.
This is a lot.
You got it at the Brooklyn Skydome.
Wow.
Right? At 6 p.m. You got Pizza Party Wrestling at 7 p.m. in Ridgefield Park. You got Wrestle Pro in Rahway. This is all Thursday. This is all Wednesday. Thursday becomes a out-of-control day for wrestling. You got Family Reunion in Jersey City. You got Evolve in La Boom at 12 p.m.
Oh, my God.
Which that's the one I want to go to.
La Boom.
My favorite venue to watch wrestling.
Great venue.
High Fight for Destiny at 3 p.m. in New York City Arena in Jamaica, Queens. You got another show in America the something. I can't even read this. At La Boom at 4 p.m. You got Bloodsport at 4 p.m. in White Eagle Hall. That is going to be Bloodsport is going to be the most unique show all of the week. It's going to have crazy matches. I think Minoru Suzuki's there and all this stuff. Rise of Revenge, MLW, is going to be at Melrose Ballroom in Astoria, 7 p.m. So this continues now on Thursday. Matter of Pride in Manhattan at Stage 40.
Good Lord.
7 p.m. WrestleCon is happening, 7 p.m. in the Hilton Midtown. You got balls. Oh, by the way, I may be at WrestleCon also on Friday. You got Coming to America. I don't know what that is. I can't see what it says. At La Boom at 8 p.m. You got Impact in Rahway, New Jersey at 11 p.m. You got 11:55. You got another show at La Boom. You got White Eagle Hall. La Boom is making a killing, by the way, with this stuff, huh? You got White Eagle Hall. You got another show at White Eagle Hall. Now we're on Friday. You got Shimmer. You got WrestleCon. You got Chikara. You got WrestleMania Access. You got the WNN Super Show. You got RPW. You got Adventures Wrestling. You got NXT starting at 6:15 on Friday. You got MLW at 7 p.m. at Melrose Ballroom. You got Joey Janela's Spring Break at 8 p.m. at White Eagle Hall. You got the Penis Party at 8 p.m. in the Hilton.
That's a Joey Ryan thing.
That's Joey Ryan thing. Now we're on Saturday. Saturday is a very limited. It's way less. You got the Pancakes and Pile Driver at the Hilton at 11 p.m. You got, I can't see what this is. I apologize. You got another show at White Eagle Hall at 12. You got Hog at New York City Arena at 2. You got the Hall of Fame. You got the G1 Supercard at 7:30 at Madison Square Garden. CZW Pro Wrestle Pro is running a show in Rahway. You got another Joey Janela event at 12:59 at White Eagle Hall. Sunday, you got WrestleMania and also Capital Wrestling running at noon in Richfield Park. And then you got Raw and SmackDown.
Listen, the only organization that you did not mention is AEW, and I do really think that they're going to be in the area.
They said they're not.
The Bucks aren't going to show up to these indie shows.
It's DDT, by the way. Coming to America is DDT.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Bucks aren't showing up at these indie shows like they have been for the past couple of months.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think they're going to
be there. Maybe they don't want to take away from these indie guys.
True. I do think that there's going to be reports at the G1 Supercard that there's going to be a lot of WWE guys backstage. Nakamura, AJ.
Do you have the G1 card? Let's go through that really
right
quick.
All right. So are we doing boners?
No. We did. You know what? We could do the bonus when we review this next week for them.
Okay.
You want to do NXT and you want to do G1?
Let's do G1.
Okay.
Okay. So
because I have some insight on G1.
The card took a lot of shape this week, and they released a full card, 11 matches at MSG, close to a sellout. I'm very excited about this. So you're gonna get the Honor Rumble. Which is gonna be cool.
That. I'm sorry. Say that whole thing again.
The Honor Rumble.
Okay, you got the Honor Rumble.
Right, that's gonna be the pre-show.
Okay,
and it's gonna warm up the crowd. They haven't announced any participants yet.
No participant. Okay.
Right. You're getting Will Ospreay versus Jeff Cobb. Never open weight versus ROH TV title.
Yeah, very into this.
Winner take all.
Yeah, good match. Gonna be a good match.
They've had good matches in the past.
Okay.
Jeff Cobb is a big boy.
Very big boy. Yeah.
I think
nice boy too.
Yeah, I think this is part of Ospreay's journey to make it to the main event in New Japan.
Will Ospreay will be a main eventer. Yeah.
His match with Okada during the New Japan Cup, fantastic.
Okay.
Rush versus Dalton Castle. Very much looking forward to that match.
Rush versus Dalton Castle going to be. Rush is great.
Yeah.
Very believable promos, especially when it's in Spanish.
I do think Rush and Naito may end up doing something together.
Okay.
Mayu Iwatani versus Kelly Klein for the Women of Honor Championship.
Whatever. Okay. Cool.
Bully Ray versus TBD.
I know who it is.
Is it Suzuki? I want it to be Suzuki so bad.
Why do you think it's Suzuki?
Because it's a street fight, New York City street fight.
I would say I am leaning towards yes to Minoru Suzuki.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have another choice? Undertaker.
No, it's going to be Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to come out with the towel and people are going to go effing bananas.
I had lunch with a couple of his friends.
Minoru Suzuki?
No.
Bubba?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Taiji Ishimori versus Dragon Lee versus Bandito for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Cool.
That's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah.
I do think what's his name makes his return. I can't.
Hiroshi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's making his return. You have the IWGP tag and ROH tag for winner take all again, which is Tama Tonga Tangaloa versus PCO and Brody King.
Dude,
very exciting.
Dude, I'm so psyched for PCO.
Same here.
Can I tell you that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to this? I mean, obviously the fact that I got these tickets last minute. By the way, if you want to go to this card, tickets are available on StubHub, and they're not that bad with pricing. They've dropped tremendously once people found out that Kenny and the Bucks and all those guys aren't going to be there.
Right.
I believe my tickets were like $100.
Yeah, there's still good seats available.
Yeah, very. And there's no bad seat in the Garden, really.
Plus, there's scalpers.
You think there's bad seats at the Garden now?
Just the nosebleeds, like the high nosebleeds.
Oh, above the thing, the bridge.
Yeah. Versus Evil and Sonata versus the Briscoes. I'm looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do think Evil and Sonata are taking
the titles.
All the titles.
Okay.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Very excited about this. It's a singles match for the British Heavyweight Championship.
You know how I feel about it.
I know. He needs a little muscle. I think Tana's going to win.
Come on, a little bit of muscle.
IWGP IC Championship match. Naito versus Ibushi.
Cool. I'm into this.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, very much so.
This is going to be great. Three-way ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Jay Lethal versus Marty versus Matt Taven. I think it's Marty's time.
Well, Marty only has
2 months.
A month and a half. Yeah, 2 months. Yeah.
Put the title on him. Give him the accolade. Jay White versus the winner of the New Japan Cup, Kazuchika Okada.
I'm into this.
The IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
I think this is a solid. It's a very strange card.
Yeah, it's a great card. Yeah,
but it's good. Like it's going to be a great show. Listen, they're at the Garden. Ring of Honor stepping it up. This is their moment, right?
Yes.
This may be a bittersweet moment for them because 2019, depending on how AEW does, will impact their business tremendously. So it will also impact North American business for New Japan. We've seen the ticket sales for that Dallas show at American Airlines Arena not do so well. Yeah. I'm willing to bet that would have been a sellout if you had Omega and Cody and the Bucks. Yeah. That would have been a sellout event to run in Dallas for them. I think this will either help their business. Yeah. It won't hurt their business. The show's not going to make it any worse, but it'll either be like, you know what? I'm still into this. Yeah. Or it'll be, this was bittersweet. They got their moment. These two companies have busted their butts. They've always been secondary to WWE in some capacity, and now they're running their WWE's building into a sellout during WWE's week. Right. This is a great moment for them.
I think it's going to be awesome. I don't like the bittersweetness, maybe yes or no, but I do think we're going to get a couple of surprises at the show. It's the Garden, so I think they're going to pull out all the stops. In my fanboy mind, we're not going to get Jay White versus Okada. Again, this is complete fan fiction.
We're not getting Jay White versus Okada in your mind, in your fan. No, you're not going based on any news.
Complete fan fiction.
What do you think we're gonna get?
Kenny versus Okada 4.
Oh my God!
At the Garden.
Well, that would have been the time if it was gonna happen.
I think because Kenny did say the other day in an interview, he was like, "I can do whatever I want. I have an open contract. I can do whatever I want." And he did make mention that he wished he kind of did do Okada Kenny 4 at the Garden.
Well, it wasn't his choice.
It wasn't his choice, but I do think I think there's gonna be some weird stuff going on with this show, man. Nakamura's gonna show up.
I have even more. By the way, we have gotten so much Bobby Lashley pictures.
I cannot wait for that.
Green Lives Matter sent one with just photoshopped his face on Bobby Lashley.
It's like that. Oh, so good.
That's awesome.
Are you looking forward to the show?
Yeah, very much so, dude. Very much. I mean, listen, dude, it's the Garden. We're 18 minutes away by train. Yeah. We just hop on the train, and for us, we walk out of my house and walk 5 minutes. Yeah. We go to the bar. We have a couple drinks. Right? This is how it always is. Mm-hmm. The train comes, picks us up, drops us off at the Garden.
Yeah, underneath the Garden.
We don't even have to ever walk outside.
Yeah.
We just get it drops underneath, and we go upstairs.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
NXT is going to be ridiculous with only like 3 matches.
they're all it's just 3-hour-long matches.
Dude, and imagine this card, right? 5 matches, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Every single match is a match I want to see.
Yes.
Every match.
Let me punch that up right now. April 5th, 2019. It's 5 matches.
5 matches.
All right. Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane.
Into it.
Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle.
Into it.
Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole.
Very into it.
Pete Dunne versus Walter.
Very into it.
War Raiders versus Aleister Black
Dude,
and Ricochet.
Into it.
Top to bottom.
Come on. How could that not? That is a tremendous card.
I want to see if I want to see if I can get a hookup on this.
On those?
Maybe get like another ticket. Yeah.
I would.
Because I feel like tickets like they're gonna do an announcement like a couple of years ago where they're like, oh, you can get a ticket for like $30.
So we gotta now talk about that schedule. Next week we're gonna be recording a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I would guess Monday and Tuesday we could do something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We're interviewing Chris Masters. He's doing a show here. Obviously, he's going to be here, but we want to talk to him. We may have a big guest. Rich is working on it.
Like a
big guest. No, not that kind of guest. That guest won't talk to me anymore. I don't know what happened. That's weird. The whole thing is weird. Maybe we said something. We're going to have possibly a big guest Rich is working on that we do every year. If you guys follow the show, we get a WWE interview every year. This may be the first year we don't do it, or maybe a year that we continue doing it. I don't know. Josh Colm is staying with me, so he'll be here for some of the stuff. Rich is going to be coming in and out for some of the stuff. We're going to be recording a lot of stuff. I would love to put together some sort of like, hey, you guys want to meet up thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll be around that weekend.
We'll be around. Rich and I, maybe we'll put it together. If you guys, we could do it maybe before the Garden.
Yeah.
Or maybe before Brooklyn.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be around all day if you guys want to buy his beers.
By the way, I do have an in for the, if you're getting to the Garden early, we could go to the club.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Good old Bobby Rowe with his...
Very nice.
With his pull over there.
Very
so,
nice.
guys, we have a lot going on. If you enjoy the show, hit that super chat button. You can fund us. I didn't say it this week, so it's fine. So we made no money from this. But if you want to do it, you can hit that super chat button. Also, Patreon, patreon.com/MattMenPodcast. Go there right now, right after this. If you're listening to this podcast, we're going to be recording a watch-along of Rock vs. Hogan, WrestleMania 18. Rich and I are going to be doing commentary and doing a watch-along of that match. And we have, it's very short because I got to do What the Tech after this. So we got to do it, now, and then we're going to run into this. Also, Vince McMahon, I did not talk about Vince McMahon's XFL thing. I guess we could record something else another day and do that. It's a lot going on. I know. It's a lot going on right now. Guys, subscribe to the podcast. Can I tell you how much of a help that is when you go to iTunes or you go to Google Music or you go to Spotify and you hit that subscribe button? It's a humongous help. So go ahead and do that. It's the moment that helps us out, and it's the moment that I feel happy when I see my numbers grow.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. We'll see you all later. Take care.